Good morning, Key Stage 1, and this is your day 3 of your week 5 on traditional tales. In today's lesson, you are going to plan some key vocabulary for your story. So you're planning down some key words that you want to use to help add description and make your story super exciting. So I can plan key adjectives to describe characters and settings. I can also include adverbs. And I can even improve my vocabulary choices by using synonyms. For your retrieval today, you have got another quiz. So this quiz will be on the website and it's a quick fire 5 on the Key Stage 1 grammar, and this one is about synonyms. So I'm going to test how much you can remember about synonyms because you'll be needing to use those in your work today. So pause the video, give the quiz a try and come back when you have completed it. Good job on the quiz, everyone. Well done. So we've got a vocabulary focus for today, and the word is adverb. What is the word? Well done. Let's say it again. The word is adverb. What is the word? Fantastic. And the year 2s may know this word, but this will be new for our year 1s. So an adverb is a word that adds to the verb. So if you ever get confused and can't quite remember what it is, just split the word. So add verb. It adds to the verb. It tells you more about how the verb is being done. Let's go through some examples. Let's look at my example sentence then. So my example says, Little Red Riding Hood screamed. And what we need to do is we need to find the verb in that sentence. So we need to find the action word or the doing word. Which word is the doing word? What did Little Red Riding Hood do? She screamed. That is the verb in our sentence. And it's a regular past tense verb, so the ed does help to show us that it is a verb. It's a past tense verb. That's a verb. That's what she did. Now we need to add to the verb. We need to tell the reader more information about how the verb was done. So how did she scream? Did she scream quietly? Did she scream fearfully? Did she scream loudly? Can you think of any more ideas? How did she scream? I'm going to go for loudly. Little Red Riding Hood screamed loudly. And with the adverbs that we are going to be using today, they are going to be ending in the ly suffix. So that is going to be a clue of what words you can use in your writing. So let's read my sentence now. It has an adverb in it. Little Red Riding Hood screamed loudly. That is a very good sentence. Let's go on to the next one and see what else we have. Let's look at this next example then. So we have the second little pig ran to the brick house. Remember, we need to find the verb first. This one's trickier because it's not a regular one. You can't look at the ed to help you because it's not there. But think about what the verb is. Think about what the pig did. What did he do? He ran to the brick house. So that is our verb. Now we need to describe how the verb is done. How did he run? Did he run slowly? Did he run quickly? Did he run fearfully. I'm going to say he ran quickly. The second little pig ran quickly. Just going to do a little arrow to show that's where my new word is going. Quickly. The second little pig ran quickly to the brick house. And again, I've got my ly suffix on the end of the word to show us that this is an adverb. Now, there are lots of different types of adverbs, but we are going to be using ly adverbs today. Let's read my sentence again. Now I've put my adverb in. The second little pig ran quickly to the brick house. Again, a very good sentence. Let's have a look at my last example then. So this one, I'm going to my grandmother's house, said Little Red Riding Hood. Again, it's tricky. I haven't got a regular past tense verb here. It's an irregular past tense verb. But can we spot the doing word? What did Little Red Riding Hood do? She said something. That is our verb. So now we've found the verb, we need to think about how Little Red Riding Hood did it. How did she say it? Did she say it quietly, confidently, happily? How did she say it? I'm going to go for confidently. She's confident that she's going there. She's confident she's saying the right thing. She's a brave little girl. I'm going to my grandmother's house, said Little Red Riding Hood, confidently. Just going to make sure I've got rid of the full stop there. And again, look at the ending. We've got the ly suffix to help us know that this is an adverb. Just going to put my full stop at the end of my sentence. And now let's see what it says. I'm going to my grandmother's house, said Little Red Riding Hood confidently. Again, a great sentence. Adding these adverbs into our work makes it so much more exciting. Now you know a bit more about what adverbs are. I've got some questions for you to discuss quickly and see if we can go through the answers. So question number 1. Which word is the adverb in this sentence? Remember to look for a certain suffix to help you. Look at the end of the word. She laughed happily. What is the adverb? She laughed happily. Which one tells you more about how the verb was done? Which word is the adverb? It was happily. Well done if you got that right. And if we look at the end of the word, we've got that ly suffix to help us. The ending of the word, it ends in ly. Next question. Which is the adverb in this sentence? He quickly ran away. Which word tells you more about the verb? He quickly ran. Which word is the adverb? It is quickly. Well done if you got that right. And again, looking at those last two letters, the ly, it's a good clue that that is an adverb. So this is the work that we are going to be doing today. So we've got a story plan, and this is the sheet that you are going to need. And it's got the different 5 parts to your story. It's got the opening, build up, the dilemma, the problem, the resolution, and the ending. So you will need yesterday's story mountain to help you put some adjectives and adverbs onto your plan today. So you should already know what's happening in your story. Today we are just adding a bit more description. So we've got another box for you to write what happens. You can just copy off the story mountain and then you can add a bit more detail if you want. But the main part we need to focus on is the adjectives. What words are you going to describe the characters and settings with? And then you've got your verbs and adverbs. We have some word mats to help you. You've got your adjective word mat and an ly adverb word mat. And I will show you on the next slide how you can use these to help you in your work today. So I have here my plan from yesterday, my story mountain, and that was my story of Little Kitty Yellow Boots. That's what I wanted to write about. Some of you will also have a character and setting planner, so if you chose to do that today, get that out as well because that could help you. So I'm going to be looking at my story mountain to help me. In the opening, it says, what happens in the beginning? Describe the characters and the setting. So my characters, I've got Little Kitty Yellow Boots. And I'm just going to use the letters because I know what they mean. Little Kitty Yellow Boots. And what happens? She takes soup to her brother. And I'm just copying that from my story mountain. So now I need to think, how can I describe those characters? So I've already said that her brother is poorly, so I can use that as my adjective. He's not feeling very well. How could I describe Little Kitty Yellow Boots? I could say that she is kind, and caring because she's taking soup to her brother. Maybe I could describe what she looks like a bit. So Little Kitty Yellow Boots is going to have black fur. And those are my adjectives to describe my characters. So now I need to think about my verbs and adverbs. So I know that Little Kitty Yellow Boots is taking some soup to her brother and she's going to walk from her house through the woods. So I could say she walked quickly. Maybe I could think about how else she could move. She's quite a happy character, so maybe she skipped. She could skip happily, so maybe she skipped happily through the woods. So I've got my verb of skipped, What did she do? She skipped. And how did she skip? She skipped happily. And maybe because she's got the hot soup, maybe she held it carefully because she didn't want to spill any. It's very hot soup. So I'm going to say she held the soup carefully. Now I'm going to look at my setting. So my setting is in the woods. And that's all I need to copy into that one. It's in the woods. And now I need to think about what adjectives I can use to describe the woods. So let's think about what are in the woods. We've got trees. There could be some tall trees. I could think about the ground. Was the ground hard? Was it muddy? Was it dusty? I'm going to go for the muddy ground. And now let's go on to my adverbs then. So she's in the woods thinking about maybe the movements that the trees could do. Maybe the branches swayed gently in the wind. I'm going to say that they swayed gently. And if you want to take some of my ideas, you are more than welcome to magpie from me as well. So then let's have a little think. I could think about the sun shining. The sun shone brightly. So maybe you can think about different creatures. Maybe there could be some bugs that scurried quickly along the floor. Maybe like there was a hedgehog that scurried quickly across the floor. And you can just think about different things that are happening in that woodland setting. But again, you can use my ideas to help you. And there is the ly adverb word mat as well. So you can use those to help you too. But that's how I would use my story plan to plan my adjectives and my verbs and adverbs to add description. So now it's your turn, and there are lots of different things you can use to help you plan your vocabulary for your traditional tale. You will definitely need the story plan template. So you will need this worksheet to help you, and that's got the different parts of your story. It asks you to write what happens and then use your adjectives, verbs, and adverbs. You will also need your story mountain from yesterday, so you will need to copy those ideas onto the story plan before you put your adjectives, verbs, and adverbs on it. If you use your character and setting planner, you could use that as well to help you because you've already described the character and the setting. There is an adjective word map. This one's got lots of different synonyms for different words on it for you to use different vocabulary and different synonyms on there as well. We've also got the adverb word map. So these are all your ly adverbs that you can use to describe how the verbs are being done. And we've got your spelling word map. So this is using the sounds to help you spell your words with your phonics. And also the features of a traditional tale, because remember, you are writing a traditional tale, not a story about Pokemon, not a story about fairies and unicorns. You need to make sure it is a traditional tale and you are following those features. Pause the video now. It is your turn to plan the vocabulary for your traditional tale. Good luck. Fantastic vocabulary choices that you have used on your plan. So now I'm going to talk you through the challenge, and the challenge is optional. You don't have to do it, but this is using your red pen, if you've got one, or a different coloured pen to edit your work and use synonyms and the word maps to help you improve your vocabulary choices. So at the moment, I've got Little Kitty Yellow Boots takes soup to her brother. And her brother is Paulie. I think I'm going to keep Paulie there. And she's kind, she's caring, and she's got black fur. I'm happy with those adjectives at the moment, so I will keep those to describe those characters. I'm going to look at my verbs and adverbs. She skipped happily. I think I can come up with a better word for happily. So I'll just put a nice neat line through that. And I can look at some words down here. So maybe she skipped cheerfully, eagerly, energetically, joyfully. Maybe it was merrily or joyously. I'm going to go for merrily. She skipped merrily through the woods. And she held the soup carefully. I think I'm going to keep those ones. I like those. Let's look at my setting of the woods. I've got the tall trees. Trying to think of another word for tall. I was describing them as being big. Maybe I could say the enormous trees, gigantic trees, the colossal trees. I like colossal. So I'm going to put a nice neat line through tall. I'm going to write the colossal trees. So that means the really big trees. And I like the muddy ground, so I'll keep that there. Let's look. So we have the branches swayed gently. I like gently, but I could have another word. Maybe they swayed slowly. Maybe they swayed softly. I like swayed softly because that's got the alliteration of the S sound. Swayed softly. So I'm going to put a nice neat line through gently. And I'm going to use softly instead. And the sun shone brightly. I like that. I'm happy with those changes now, and I think I have improved my vocabulary choices. So as an optional challenge, if you would like to do that, pause the video now and give it a go. It's time for your plenary then. And your plenary for today is to read your plan aloud to an adult. So you have to make sure it's out loud and not just in your head. Double check that it makes sense because you really need to know your story for tomorrow. Because tomorrow you are starting to write your story. So make sure you've read it out and you know exactly what you will be writing about tomorrow. Pause the video, read aloud to an adult, and have fun. Fantastic job with those stories. They are sounding super exciting. Let's reflect on today's lesson then. So today you were planning key vocabulary for your story. You were planning key words to use. Think in your head, could you plan key adjectives to describe characters and settings? Could you also include adverbs? Could you use those ly adverbs in your writing as well? And could you even improve your vocabulary choices by using synonyms? And that was the challenge, using the red pen or a different coloured pen to improve your word choices. Let's see what we will be doing tomorrow then. And tomorrow you are going to start writing your story. So using all your planning to write your story. It's going to be quite long, so this may go on to the next lesson as well. But Friday's lesson is quite short, so it's okay if your writing goes over 2 days. Have a lovely day, and I look forward to working with you tomorrow.